All right, moving away from inflation and what Nigerians are dealing with the economy, in a very surprising move, the Kano State House of Assembly has reversed its decision to dissolve 4 emirates in the state. But with a twist, yesterday, Kano Assembly passed a law that reinstates only the emirs of Gaya, Karaye and Rano, but with limited powers, and reduce the number of local government areas in their domains as well.
Recall that in May, the lawmakers amended the Emirate Council law of the state to scrap the emirates of Gaya, Rano, Karaye, Bichi and restore Kano as the only emirate in the state. With the new law, the emirs will now be second-class rulers with fewer resources and less influence. Think of it like a demotion from CEO to manager. This move is seen as a compromise between the state government and the traditional rulers. And we're going to be looking at several conversations as to what exactly the implication of this would be. We hope that we have a guest who will be joining us shortly to talk about it. And what I had said is that the initial part of this would be that the provision of this would be that the other emirs will then take authority and instruction from the main emir, which is the emir of Kano. And it just seems like this is some form of a political way to sort of manage the situation, to make everybody feel like they have been seen, to make everybody feel like they're part of the government. And I wonder, I'm interested to see how this will turn out and why the Bichi Emirate was left out in this conversation.
Yeah. All right, let's bring in Mr. Anuche, who's joining us to have his thoughts on this. He's a legal practitioner. Good morning, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on the show this morning.
All right. Interesting turn of events in Kano State, after numerous court rulings and, deliberations in the court. Let's first of all get your reactions to what the Kano State governor has currently done, or the Kano State House of Assembly rather, has currently done. Does this in any way settle issues in Kano State?
It's one way, and I will look at it from 2 ways, that it has one way settled some issues, why some other issues are still pending. Because we look at it like it is not the emir, Ado Bayero, that was only deposed. We have other emirs that were deposed in Kano. And we have seen that a new law has been enacted, which is the Kano State Emirates Establishment Law, has been enacted just yesterday, whereby the Emirate has brought in 3 other emirs that are second-class emir to the emir of Kano. So I look at this particular decision as a decision that the State House of Assembly has done, because they are representative of the people, and it is only the belief that it is the people that are making the decision from the way it ought to be. So I look at it like it is a progress in terms of trying to see how they can settle the issues on ground.
Okay, speaking about issues, let's go into the meat of the conversation this morning. We're seeing here that he has reinstated Aliyu Abdul Kadir as Emir of Gaya after downgrading the Emirates to a second class. We've also seen that he has reinstated Emir of Gaya, and the new appointees in Karaye and Rano will serve as second-class emirs and subordinates of the Emir of Kano, Lamido Sanusi. These appointments are set to kick off with immediate effect. Talk to us about, what your thoughts are regarding this. It does seem that the Bichi Emirate has been left out of the conversation. And do you foresee that this will be able to calm down the drama that's been happening with the Emirate? Or do you think, what do you think will be the newer challenges that it has inspired in a way?
From my own reasoning of the matter, if you look at the emirate that was created, one thing you will notice is that the former territories or the former local government that were controlled by the former emirs of these areas that was deposed have now been shrinking down or been reduced to certain local governments. And when you look at the areas that is controlled by Emir Sanusi Lamido, you will notice that more has been added to the Kano Emirate to make it bigger than what other emirs, second-class emir, are controlling. Now, this particular situation is, I would want to look at it like, I don't know, I wouldn't know why the Emirate of Bichi was left out, but I believe this is an issue that was properly debated in the State House of Assembly, and there must have been reason why the lawmakers have left this particular emirate out. But I would want to reason that the this particular emirate was left out in order to give the first-class emir enough territory and enough control over the rest of the emirs, the second-class emirs in Kano.
Yeah. Is this also maybe in reaction to the ruling on Ado Bayero and Emir Sanusi? And where do you believe that this leaves both of them?
If you recall, you will notice that there is a particular ruling that was given by judgment that was given by the High Court in Kano on Monday, whereby the High Court has gave an order that these emirs that were deposed should not parade themselves as emir. So from the State High Court that has the jurisdiction to go into this matter, I feel that the matter has been settled and then the court has given its judgment from that particular case. So I do not see any conflict in what is happening. I don't know if there are other cases that may spring up as a result of this, although we know that parties has right to appeal. So we look forward to see if an appeal will come out of the decision of the court that was made in Kano on Monday.
Going forward, I think it's important to talk about the role that the judiciary has in this issue in Kano State. It was quite an embarrassment to the judiciary. We're seeing issues of conversation about jurisdiction where courts that had no business speaking on chieftaincy matters were involved therein. Talk to us about the role that the judiciary has to play and, how we can prevent further conversations like this where we're seeing that there's a misappropriation of jurisdiction in conversations surrounding politics and chieftaincy matters in the nearest future.
If you notice the conflict that has happened so far in this Kano Emirate matter, one thing you will notice is that the court has actually tried to justify the reason for diving into what we have termed chieftaincy matter. We saw the Federal High Court try to create a distinction that the matter before the Federal High Court was that of fundamental right and not that of issues that has to do with chieftaincy. But whichever way, I have also reasoned that on this program that if a matter, which is the main matter, has to do with chieftaincy and we have minor breaches that is coming out from fundamental right, that the Federal High Court do not have jurisdiction over that matter. The court that has jurisdiction is the State High Court. Now, the judiciary has a lot to do because it is not, we have seen conflicting judgments, a lot of conflicting judgments in Nigeria. So I feel like this is the time that the judiciary has to stand up to its responsibility and call the judges and judicial officers to order. Because if things like this are allowed to go on, the hope that the society have on the judiciary will be completely lost. And it is not a good thing in the society that an ordinary member of the community of the society does not have trust in the judiciary. And if the judiciary cannot be trusted, then we don't see anywhere that we can run to when we have issues to settle.
All right. Samson Onuche, we just had a little time for that conversation. Thank you very much. Things, of course, continuing to develop in Kano State. We'll love to speak with you again as things unravel. Thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you for having me on the program.